Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Izzah binti Sabirin. First of all, we are thanks to our lecturer is Mr. Mujibu. We are from Group 4 and our topic for group assignment is Challenges of New Public Management and PM Implementation in Malaysia and ASEAN. First of all, we will go through the introduction of contemporary issues in public management. Public management refers to how the government plans, organizes, and delivers services to the public. Today, government faces many modern challenges known as contemporary issues due to the changes society, technologies, and public expectation. One of the major issues in rising is public expectation. Citizens now expect government services to be fast, efficient, transparent, and easily accessible, similar to service in private companies such as online banking and delivery platforms. This put pressure on government agencies to improve their services quality and also their speed. Another issue is limited resources. While the demand for public services continues to increase, government often face of budget constraint and shortage of manpower. This makes it difficult to maintain high services quality without careful planning and efficient management. The third issue is government and accountability. The public expect government agency to be honest, transparent, and responsible in managing public funds and resources. Any issue of power or inefficiency can reduce public trust. Last but not least is the rapid technology development has pushed government to adopt digital system. E-government, online application, AI, and digital communication platform helps to improve efficiency, reduce bureaucracy, and increase the accessibility for the citizen. So, public managers must balance high expectation, limited resources, strong accountability, and fast technological change in delivery quality public service. Okay, next we go to the administrative reform in Malaysia by NPM perspective. Administrative reform in Malaysia are influenced by new public management or known as NPM. NPM uses private sector practices to improve the efficiency, performance and service quality in the public sector. Malaysia apply performance-based management by using the key performance indicator or KPIs. This means government officers are evaluated based on the results, not just the procedure. Another reform is a privatization and corporatization. Some public services, such as utilities and transportation, are managed by the private or semi-private organization to reduce the cost and improve the efficiency. Malaysia also improved their customer-oriented services through one-stop center and online government services. Citizens are treated as a customer to increase their certification. Decentralized gives managers more flexibility to make decisions and solve problems faster. This helps to improve services delivery and encourages innovation in public organization. In the conclusion, this reform aims to create a more efficiency and citizen-focused public sector while maintaining the accountability and also the fairness.
Thank you, Nurul Izzah. Now I will present about the relevance of new public management in developing country. New public management emerged in the 1980s as the reform approach aimed at improving efficiency, performance, and accountability in the public sector by adapting management practice from the private sector. This approach is highly relevant to the developing country, where government often face limited financial resources, bureaucratic inefficiency, and the weak public service delivery. By focusing on the better management rather than expanding budgets, new public management offers practical solutions to these challenges. One of the key factors of the public management is its emphasis on the performance measurements and the result-oriented management. Public organizations are encouraged to set clear target, measure outcome, and the focus on the result rather than the procedure. It is also promote outsourcing and the competitions, which can help improve the quality and the efficiency of the public service such as healthcare, education, and the transportation. In addition, new public management strengthens transparency and accountability. Tools such as audit, performance target, public reporting, and e-government system and open budgeting are used to monitor performance and reduce opportunity for corruptions. This mechanism help build public trust by making government action more visible and measurable. Another important aspect in decentralization is by empowering local government, service can be designed and delivered in ways that better reflect local needs, priorities, and conditions, leading to more responsive and effective governance. However, implementing new public management is not without challenges. Many developing countries face weak institutional capacity, limited technological infrastructure, and the political resistances to reform. There is also a risk that market-based approach may exclude vulnerable and marginalized groups if not carefully managed. Therefore, reform must be adapted to the local context to ensure exclusiveness and sustainability and a long-term success.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much. Now, my part is the challenges of new public management implementation in Malaysia and Asia. So we can see beside me there are five challenges which are HRM challenges, implementation gaps, financial and policy constraints, contractual and politic factors, and institutional weakness. So let's dig in one by one. Okay. Point number one, implementation gaps. While Malaysia adopted privatization policies under the NPM framework since the 1980s, there remain significant discrepancies between policy intention and actual practice, leading to inefficiencies and welfare losses. Reforms sometimes prioritize profit maximization over social welfare, causing public dissatisfaction. You know, in the political interference is also influential, both positively and negatively, affecting decisions making and reform progress. Managing multiple stakeholder interests adds to the complexity. Next is institutional weaknesses. The developing countries like Malaysia face weak administrative alignment, poor legislation, and lack of transparency. Also, weak accountability system. This hamper the effective performance management reforms that NPM promotes. Corruption concerns and capacity constraints further reduce public trust and service quality. Number four is human resource management challenges. The NPM reforms require well trained, motivated staff. However, the gaps in skills and lack of transparency hurt implementation and have negative effects on HRM in public organization. The mismatch between reforms and citizens' expectation leads to inadequate public services despite reform effort. Last but not least, number five is the financial and policy environment. The rapid policy changes, the financial constraints, and the conflicts of interest also pose serious challenges to sustaining reform momentum. Government's issues like mismanagement and insufficient transparency exacerbate implementation difficulty.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurizati binti Kamarazan. I will present about beyond new public management, public value management in Malaysia. Public administration has changed significantly over time. In the 1980s and 1990s, many governments adopt new public management or NPM. This approach focuses on efficiency, performance measurement, and private sector practice. While NPM help improve cost control and service delivery, it is also faced criticism. It focuses too much on efficiency and less on important public values such as social equity, democracy, and public trust. Because of this weakness, public value management (PVM) emerged as a NPM approach. 6.2 Limitations of new public management. NPM emphasizes competition, KPIs, and efficiency. In Malaysia, reforms like privatization and corporatization improve efficiency, but also created problems such as fragmented services, reduced accountability, and limited citizen participation. One major criticism of NPM is that it treats citizens as customers rather than stakeholders. In a multicultural country like Malaysia, this is problematic because inclusive development and social cohesion are very important. Case point 6.2 concept of public value management. Public value management focus on what benefits society as a whole, not just efficiency. According to Moore, public value is created when government policies and services reflect citizens' needs and shared social goals. PVM is based on three key elements. First, public value outcome like trust, legitimacy, and social well-being. Second, and enabling environment with political support. And third, operational capacity such as skills, resources, and collaboration. Unlike NPM, PVM sees citizens as co-creators of value and encourage collaboration between government agencies, the private sector, civil society, and communities. In Malaysia, PVM can be seen in initiatives such as Malaysia Madani and the whole of government approach, which emphasize inclusiveness, good governance, and citizens' well-being. Digital platforms like MyGov and MySejahtera also create public value by improving accessibility, responsiveness, and public trust. During the COVID-19 pandemic, MySejahtera played an important role in supporting collaboration for the public good. Anti-corruption initiatives under the National Anti-Corruption Plan further contribute to public value and strengthening integrity, accountability, and public trust. Another important trend is citizen-centered governance. The government now views citizens not just as sector service user, but as important stakeholders. To improve public sector reforms, increasingly by making on service quality, responsiveness, transparent, and user-satisfaction. Initiatives such as client reforms, feedback system, and factors delivery transformation globalization show the government's rising public to meeting citizen needs. More complex. This reflects the shift from administrative procedure to results that moving beyond traditional bureaucracy and new public management towards reform that improving integrity and fighting corruption are also key priorities in Malaysia's services and the National Anti-Corruption Plan highlights the government efforts to promote transparency and ethical trend in Malaysia, such as shift declaration and data governance through platforms, strengthen accountability, and number 4, whole of government and collaborative governance. Malaysia is also adopting a whole government service of government approach to address complex issues such as poverty, healthcare, and environmental sustainability. This approach encourage decision making and collaboration across ministries and agencies, as well as technology is not only used to private sector, NGOs, and communities. Such cooperation is essential because in government public problems can be solved by service-oriented governance. Number 5, performance management and outcome-based approach. Finally, performance management remains important in Malaysia, but the focus has shifted. Instead of only measuring outputs and KPIs, current reforms emphasize outcomes and long-term national development transparent and tools like outcome-based budgeting to ensure that public funds are used factors such as effectively to create meaningful results for society. Expectation and that's all for me. Thank you very much. Social and economic.
In conclusion, New Public Management or NPM has become a key framework for reforming public administration across many countries. It represents a shift away from traditional public sector models to a more flexible and result-focused approach. NPM is especially relevant for developing countries where government often struggle with corruption, efficiency, and the weak institutional capacity. These challenges limit effective service delivery and reduce public trust in government institutions. By modernizing traditional bureaucratic systems, new public management encourages government to adopt clearer performance standards, managerial accountability, and more efficient administrative practice. This modernization aims to create a public sector that is more responsive, transparent, and capable of meeting citizen needs.